A few years ago, my coach said to me, he said, Danny, do you know what successful people do that most other people don't do? Aside from, being brave and taking risks and all those things. He goes, do you know one thing that they do often, especially at the end of the year, that most people don't do that helps them become multimillionaires and billionaires? And so I went through all these things and I listed off all the normal things. Is it their mindset, their habits, taking risks, all those things? He's like, yes, all of those things, but they do this often. And I said, well, coach, what is it? He said, successful people self-reflect more than everybody else, especially at the end of the year. So what he got me to do was to do this self-reflection activity. And it really helped me to get clear about how far I've come in that year and what I was able to achieve, what I learned, what I didn't achieve. And it was really, really helpful for me because it actually set up the next year for success. And so now all of my coaching clients, I get them to do this self-reflection at the end of every single year. And it's helped them to set up the next year for so much success. So I want to tell you the 19 questions that I get my coaching clients to do to help them set up next year for success. Let's talk about it. Coming up next.
You're listening to the Grind and Gratitude Show.
What's going on, everybody? I am Danny Stone, also known as Coach Stone, is in the building. I'm the founder of Champion U Academy, an online academy to help entrepreneurs make more impact, income, and influence. And I help them speak to scale up their business. And so what I want to talk to you about today is something that I talk to all of my coaching clients about. And this is one of the things that I get all of my coaching clients to do, and I do myself, and I get my family to do it. I get my wife to do it. We all do this because when you're wrapping up one year, what happens is we go through the year, we achieve some things, we learn some things, we have some setbacks and some failures, but then we don't really think about it again. And then on December 31st or January 1st, some of us set New Year's resolutions, or we set our aspirations for the next year or our goals, and we completely forget about what just happened last year. So one of the most powerful things that we can do, and this is something that my coach taught me, is we have to learn to do self-reflection more often. Highly successful people, people who are millionaires and billionaires, are constantly self-reflecting. What went well? What didn't go well? Why didn't it go well? What am I learning about myself? How am I growing? How am I building these relationships? What are 3 things that I'm proud about? All of these different things that they do that most of us don't do. And so this is the opportunity as we're coming to the end of 2022. This is the time to sit down, take some time, take 30 to 60 minutes and ask yourself these 19 questions and write out the answers to those questions. And I know this for sure. You're going to learn some things about yourself. You're going to remind yourself of some things that happened over the course of 2022 that are going to help you make 2023 your best year ever. And that's what we all want. We all want more happiness, more success, more joy in our lives. And if we want it, we have to slow down, think about where we are. What did we do over the course of this year? What can we take into the new year with us, and what can we leave behind? So I'm going to go over the 19 questions that I want you to ask yourself. And at the end, I'll tell you how you can get this free fillable guide so you can fill it out and do it yourself. How's that sound? We good? All right. So here are the questions that I want you to start thinking about for yourself. Question number 1, 3 things I learned about myself in 2022 are. What are 3 things that you learned about yourself over the course of the last year? Number 2, 3 of the most challenging things that happened to me in 2022 are. So we have to think about those challenges, right? Sometimes it's difficult, but in thinking about those challenges, you're setting yourself up for success because maybe they were things that just randomly happened and you were outside of your control. But maybe they were things that are reoccurring. And by you understanding that they happen over and over again, now that you know it, you can do something about it so it doesn't happen again next year and beyond. The third question is, what I learned most about myself this year. What did you learn about yourself this year? What is the thing that was really eye-opening to you that you learned about yourself? Number 4, what I set out to do but did not complete is. So what are some things that you set out to achieve at the beginning of the year that you didn't achieve? Number 5, what got in the way of me not achieving this goal was? What got in the way? What stopped you from achieving that goal? Number 6, what can I do to avoid these challenges in the future? Right? What's going to stop you from doing that again so you can avoid that in the future? Number 7, what I set out to do this year and completed is. So what did you complete this year? What were the goals that you had back in January or February that you actually got done? Or maybe some goals just came up somewhere throughout the year and you got them done. So write that down. Number 8, I was able to achieve these goals because. So why were you able to achieve those goals? Number 9, what made me successful in accomplishing my goals was. What were the things that made you successful that helped you to achieve those goals? Number 10, how I grew in my relationships with my partner, my kids, my team, or other significant people in my life was. So how were you able to grow in those relationships? Number 11, what I am most proud of in my life is. What are you proud of? What are some things that you've done, or who are you, or who have you become that makes you proud of yourself? Number 12, I am celebrating myself for. What are you celebrating yourself for? You have to learn to celebrate yourself more. Number 13, 3 words that describe this year for me are. What are 3 words that you would use to sum up this year? Number 14, 3 things I'm most grateful for over this last year are. Gratitude is so powerful. I start every single morning in gratitude. I think about all of the things that I'm grateful for, and I try to write them down. I'm not the best at it. I'm not going to pretend. Some days I write them down, some days I don't. But I wake up every day in gratitude. Every day I'm thankful for so many different things. So it's important that you wrap up the year and you think about at least 3 things that you're very grateful for over the course of this year. Number 15, how I plan to stay focused and steer clear of distractions is by doing what? How do you plan on staying focused moving forward? How do you plan on avoiding distractions moving forward? Number 16, what brings me the most joy in my life is. What brings you the most joy? Number 17, one area of my life that I want to improve or that I want more success and happiness is. What is that area? Where do you want more happiness and success in your life? And then number 18, my 2 big goals for 2023 and beyond are. What are those 2 big goals that you have? And number 19, what are 3 to 5 things I can do to achieve these big goals in 2023 are. So those are the 19 questions that I get my coaching clients to ask themselves, my family, my friends, myself, and you can get that. It's a free guide that I put together. It's going to help you. It's called your 2022 Self-Reflection Guide. It's fillable, and I'm going to give that to you. So if you go to iamdannystone.com/guide, iamdannystone.com/guide, you will get the free guide. and it's fillable. So I really want you to go, and I want you to get this. I want you to take 30 to 60 minutes. I want you to find someplace quiet. I want you to get your favorite beverage, and I want you to think about what happened over the course of 2022. What went well? What didn't go well? What did you achieve? What did you fall short on? How do you feel about yourself? What brings you joy and happiness? I want you to ask yourself all of these questions and really sit down and answer them honestly. And then when you go back and you look through everything that you wrote down, now you're starting to set yourself up for success in 2023 and beyond. Now you're going into the new year with a walking head start because you've already started thinking about these things. You've already started thinking about what happened this year. Now you're starting to set your goals for next year, how you're going to avoid roadblocks, the 3 to 5 things that you're going to do to take action. So now you're going into 2023 with some thought and a bit of a plan. And then in the guide, once you get the guide, I have something very special in there that's going to help you to skyrocket your goals, like something that's going to really help you to increase your productivity, keep you on track. So once you go and get the guide, you'll see what the special thing that I have in there. And it's really going to help you to just make 2023 your best year ever. So that is it for this episode. I want you to now use this time as we come to the end of the year to do some self-reflection, to think about what you want for 2023, to write these things down, and to start getting into action and getting into motion so that you're not thinking about what you want on January 1st, February 1st, or whatever. You already have an idea of that. So if you want the guide, go to iamdannystone.com/guide, and you can grab the guide completely free. It's 100% fillable, so you don't have to print it off. You can print it if you want, but you can also fill it out online. So that is it, everybody. I am giving you my guide that I work with all of my coaching clients with, that my coach showed me and gave to me many years ago, and now I'm gifting it to you completely free. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode. I really, really appreciate it, and I hope to catch you in the very next episode. Take care, everyone.